Hello everyone and welcome back to Farming Simulator 19. You're watching JCTV playing on the Xbox One console. This is Westbridge Hills Wednesday, episode number 7. How is everyone doing today? Thanks for tuning in, folks. All right, we've got not a very busy day planned today, just basic farm upkeep. There's some things I want to do and some things that need to be done. First thing we're going to do is check on our fields here. We've got our soybeans, although they are the canola. I apologize. Although it looks ready to harvest, it isn't. We've got about another day or so to wait. It is 100% fertilized. It is still in the last stage of growing, but any minute now it should be ready to harvest. So we'll probably tackle that in the next episode. We got a lot of canola in both fields to take care of. So one thing I wanted to do first, what we're going to do, we're going to get rid of this big, stupid-looking tree that's in the middle of this field, middle of the parking lot here. We're going to get rid of that, but first things first, let's hop in the John Deere. We're going to go and take a look at the sheep to see what's going on over there. I think they need water and grass, and they need water and grass. I think that's it. And they're not producing any wool. We still have no wool from the sheep, and I'm pretty sure with my other series that we're playing as well, the problem with the sheep is the type of sheep. It's not just the time of year, it's the Suffolk sheep in particular that are not producing any wool. So we're going to buy some merinos and see if that works out. The other good news, too, if you missed last week's episode, we solved the problem of the $59,000 a day maintenance fee. It was all the buildings. So if you want the full story and the full recap on that, go back and watch episode number 6, and then you'll see just how to beat that enormous maintenance fee every day. Let's clean up the sheep a little bit. We'll hook up the front loading attachment here with the universal bucket. We'll clean up all of this grass, and then we'll see what's what with the sheep. They do make quite a big mess here, and they're not producing any wool. So I think we're going to have to look into a different type of sheep if we want a wool production business going here. All right, let's just pick this up really quickly. There we go. We'll dump this into the trough, and we'll add some water. There we go. Clean up after you, sheep. See, I think we may or may not have to fill up the water tank. I'm not sure yet. I was informed that the last episode, the water pump was not broken on the field. It was simply going down to a point where it just tops up the sheep. It doesn't let them run dry or thirsty. It just tops it up and keeps it at a certain level. Well, that wood didn't sit well with my OCD. Everything's got to be full, so we swapped out the water pump. We got the water trailer back, and that's what we're using to water the sheep. And as you can see here, we've got no wool at all. So it's been, day 3 of late summer, so 9 months and no wool. Or 3-day seasons. Each day is a month. 6 months. 6 months and no wool. So let's go and buy some merino sheep, because the description for Suffolk does say that they're a modest wool producer, but it doesn't say anything about the time of year or if we have to wait. I'm guessing it's probably the time of year, but I don't want to wait anyway. Let's just buy some merino sheep, and then we'll just put some more grass and more water in the pen. The Suffolks are doing okay. They're all pretty healthy. We bought them for $413, and they're worth $348 as they sit right now. Some are worth $350. So as they get older, they're gaining a little bit of value. I think we'll keep the Suffolks until they outweigh their own cost, and that way we don't have to sell them at a loss. and we'll just see what happens there. Same thing with our series on Green River 2019. We're having the same problem with the sheep there as well, and I think it's just the breed of sheep. But we'll try this out. We'll slowly phase out the Suffolks and put in Merinos, and then we'll see if that increases the wool production or just keeps it stagnant at 0. Either way, all right, we need more grass. Grass and hay and water. They're already cleaned up. That will go back up to 100 soon. So we got 60 sheep now, 30 Suffolks and 30 Merinos, or 40 Suffolks and 20 Merinos. I don't know. Either way, yeah, 40 Suffolks and 20 Merinos. So we'll check and see if the Merinos are producing wool, and if they are, then we'll sell some Suffolks at a loss just to get rid of them, and we'll replace them with Merinos. Slowly but surely, we'll swap out the entire race of sheep for another race of sheep, and then we'll get it done that way. All right, so let's go and fill up the water tank. We've got to drive back to the farm to fill up the water tank. That's where the water station is. While we are driving back to the water station, folks, if you look in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, you'll see the subscribe button there. Why don't you click that button for me really quickly if you have not done so already. And when you're done that, like and share this video with all your family and friends. Pressure them to watch it. Tell them they'll love it. And that would greatly be appreciated as well. And then when you're done, ring that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we upload new content. You don't want to miss anything, folks. Exciting things are coming, as well as a schedule change possibly next week with the series finale of Lone Oak Farms on Friday. Don't forget about Stranded in the Pacific Northwest Thursdays. This is Westbridge Hills Wednesdays you're watching now. Tuesdays is Green River 2019, and Mondays is Greenwich Valley. 5 different maps for your viewing pleasure, Monday to Friday. And of course, we take the weekends off to talk with you, the fans, over Twitter, Facebook, Discord, you name it. All of those links to our social media is in the description of the channel. Come and follow us on every single one. And if you see me online, shoot me a message, say hello, ask me what's what, and we can have a chat about pretty much anything you want. And while we're on our way back to the sheep pen, be sure to check out the featured channeled section of the channel. You'll see 3 very good up-and-coming YouTubers, Crazy Simulator, Carl Johnson Gaming, and Deuce MS. 3 fantastic farming simulator YouTubers. You don't want to miss any of those videos. Like and share them, and subscribe to them as well. And click that notification bell on those 3 featured channels so you can be alerted every time they upload new content as well. You don't want to miss anything there. All right, so we've got water in the sheep trough. That is all good. Now we just have to get some grass. We're going to have to take another lap around our field. We're going to detach the front loading attachment first and attach the mower. And then once we have a lap done of grass, then we should be able to top up the sheep trough of grass, and then that'll take care of the 20 new Merinos that we just purchased so that they don't go hungry as well. All right, there we go. We've attached the loading wagon. Let's go over here to the side of the field, start up the mower, and we'll start collecting some grass. Free grass in and around your fields. You can see the line where we cut last time around the field. We're just going to do the same thing. We'll just do one quick lap around. There we go. Grass is going into the trailer, and this is pretty boring, so let's skip to the end of this. All right, the grass collection is now complete. We are at 97% capacity on the trailer. That's just fine. They only need a few thousand liters of grass anyway. It's not much at all. We've got more than enough piled up in the trailer here. Let's get rid of this grass. Into the trough you go. All right, I'm going to park the trailer right beside again, as always. Drop the mower, and we'll head back to the farm, and we'll start the process getting rid of those trees. They are kind of just in the middle of my farm parking lot, I guess, my operations center, and they're in the way. I don't want them there anymore. So we'll just use our trusty chainsaw and get those the heck out of there. And then we're going to sell the wood to sort of recoup the cost of that $1,000 chainsaw. And then, yeah, we'll see how much we can get for some broken pieces of tree at the sawmill. So really all you got to do is whip out your chainsaw, chop down some trees, chop it into manageable, liftable pieces, and throw it in the back of your pickup truck. That's what we're going to do. We're not going to go and lease this fancy forestry equipment because really it's just those two trees there up ahead that are kind of annoying me. So we'll get rid of those, we'll pave over the grass, and then we'll grind down the stumps. And then that will be that. No more trees in the middle of our farm. Let's just bring our pickup truck out there. So we're down to $67,000 after the purchase of those sheep. I'm hoping that we can recoup some of the cost of those sheep with the sale of the two trees that we're going to cut down. Our canola still is not ready. Geez, it's taking quite a long time for the canola to be ready to harvest. And we still got to plow both those fields too. That's crazy. They're in the last stage of growing, so that's good. One more day and they should be ready to harvest. So by next episode, we should be able to haul out that John Deere harvester. And we've also got to find a way to afford a header. I seen one at the shop. They're probably only about $39,000 or $40,000. We should be able to get one by next episode, no problem. But yeah, we had to sell the corn header because we don't have a corn planter. So it just didn't make sense. All right. Say goodbye, trees, because you are on your way out. So if you've never chopped down a tree before, they always fall in the opposite direction of your chainsaw. So we're cutting this way, it's going to fall. We're cutting from the right, it's going to fall to the left. And there we go. And then we just sort of cut it into manageable pieces. And then we just trim off all the branches. And then we just pick up those pieces by hand and put them in the back of our truck. This is probably going to take quite a while. So we've got to cut all of these branches off, cut all of the leaves and foliage off the end of the branches as well. Like this over here, well, it's sort of stuck in the ground texture there. We'll get that one later. All right, let's chop you off. There we go. And just make some more smaller pieces that are easy to lift by hand so we don't have to lease any machinery. And you can do this with pretty much any tree on the map. The ones that don't fit into the forestry machines like this one here can just be cut up by hand. We're going to get to the big trunk pieces now. Those are pretty thick. I'll probably have to cut them again because I don't think those are manageable size pieces that we can just pick up by hand and throw them in the back of the truck. Yeah, object too heavy, so we're going to have to cut it again. Cut it again right down the middle and we'll see if that works. And then we can just hand bomb them right into the back of the pickup there and drive them on down to the sawmill. Try and fit as much in there as we can. Object still too heavy. How about this little piece right here? That's good, we can lift that one. All right, let's throw this one back in the back of the truck. There we go. They don't really need to look pretty in there. We're just going to stack them all up as much as we can. So they have to be smaller pieces. Well, all right. I guess we can only lift so much. Let's just cut a bunch of smaller size pieces. And then we'll just load up the back of the truck, and then we'll show you the first load going to the sawmill and then the last load going to the sawmill. And we don't really need to see the entire process of cutting down two full-size, ginormous trees into weird shapes and lengths. There's another piece for the back of our truck. We're just going to throw them in anywhere. It doesn't really matter. One at a time. Oh, let's get some more in there. Did we cut another piece off? Yes, we did. Sooner or later, that entire tree will be sold. Just get in there. No, you're killing me. There we go. One more. Just drop them in. Farm projects. This tree is completely in the wrong spot. That's why it's going. Well, it's in the wrong spot now that they've updated the map and I had to sell all the buildings. So this tree just doesn't make sense to keep it where it is. We'll keep the other trees around the farm, makes it look nice. It's always nice to have green space, I guess. But these ones here are just in a stupid position. We could have leased the Lizard Trex and just erased the tree from the map, but that thing cost $10,000 just to lease it. And to cut it all up into bite-sized pieces and sell is free. Plus, it's all profit because we didn't pay for the tree. We're just going to chop it up and get rid of it. All right, let's throw some more chunks in here. And after these chunks go in, I think that will be enough. We can drive over to the sawmill and then sell the wood. So I'm hoping to get the money back, probably $77,000 to $78,000. If we make 10 grand from the sale of this tree, that would be great, or these two trees. We might be able to, we might not. These are pretty big pieces. The bigger the piece, the more they pay at the sawmill. And of course, the straighter and longer pieces of lumber get paid for more handsomely than the smaller, crappier pieces. All right, that looks good. Let's strap on the tension belts, and we'll drive very, very carefully over to the sawmill, because off camera, I rolled the truck 3 times with a load of wood in the back, and it wasn't very much fun flipping it back over without taking the tension belts off. So let's very gingerly take these corners, and we won't cause any accidents or get into any trouble on our way to the sawmill. Or that will let you see anyway. So the sawmill is in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. It's in the far, far, far bottom left-hand corner. It is all the way at the very end. So it is quite the drive over to the sawmill, which is why we're not going to show you every single trip, because off camera this took about 12 trips in total just for those 2 trees. So we'll show you the first one here just to give you an idea of how much money we get, and then we'll show you the last one to give you an idea of how much money we made. Alright, so the sawmill is just up this road here. It's a straight shot now all the way to the end of the map. It's not a far drive, but it's a long enough drive that it would just make the video remarkably boring, driving back and forth with lumber. So we're not going to show you all that. Past some pretty interesting scenery. You can see the shocks on that truck just bouncing up and down with that big load of wood in the back. Here's the biomass plant right here. On this map it's called the biomass plant. It's not the biogas plant. It's the biomass. Oh, sorry, that's the spinnery actually. But the biogas plant here is actually called the biomass plant. All right, here we are at the sawmill. We got to jump out and go to the sell trigger, hit the button, and there we go. So $1,586 for that first load of wood. All right, so this should work out. We should make quite a bit of money. That was the first truck, and here is the last truckload of wood. We're at $79,502. This will put us over 80 grand. There you go, $80,507 from 2 broken down looking trees in the middle of our farm, causing nothing but problems. All right, so that is great. Now we've got $80,000. It's more than enough money to get us through the winter months when they come. Autumn will be the beginning of next episode, so day one of early fall or autumn will be upon us, and we've got to get ready for the winter months. Hopefully our canola will be ready to harvest by then. It's still not ready right now. Ooh, almost rolled the truck again with nothing in it. So we're going to go back to the farm. We're going to hop in the John Deere. We will lease a stump cutter, grind down those 2 stumps, and then what am I going to say after we grind down the stumps? So we're going to landscape over the grass parts to make everything nice and concrete-ish so that it's all consistently looking the same. Yeah, see, these trees here are nice. I like those. We're going to keep those. It's just those 2 ugly-looking trees. There you go. You can see the trees are all gone. Or maybe we'll landscape now before we get the stump cutter. That way it'll make the stumps easier to see. Let's just switch to the painting module, and we'll choose the correct concrete. That's it there, I think. All right, we'll just paint over the grass. And it's like it was never here, except for the 2 wooden stumps sticking out of the ground. All right, so let's just go into the garage. We'll hop in the John Deere again because it's, I don't know why the John Deere, but it's just our tractor of choice today, I guess. And we'll lease a stump cutter and we'll grind down those 2 stumps. There we go. Forestry equipment, where are you? Where'd you go? There you are. Right there. Perfect. And we just need the stump cutter. It's $5,000, but it only costs like $300 to lease it, and we're only chopping down those 2 trees, so I don't see the need to spend $5,000 on something we don't need. Still at 80,171. Let's go to the shop real quick. We'll pick up the stump cutter, come back, grind out those 2 stumps, and then I think we'll call it a day because there's not really much else to do. We did get that daily maintenance fee down to about $17,000, so we don't have to break our backs doing all this contract work for nothing. All right, the shop's just up here. Stump cutter should be waiting for us outside. There it is. Perfect. It's even facing the right way this time. We don't have to drive around it. All right, let's bring this back to the shop. We'll grind down some stumpage. And then that's it. We'll go do something else. All right, short drive back to the farm. Not a long drive at all. This map is very scenic. I love this map. I wish that the update was planned a little better and didn't destroy all of my buildings or, you know, make them disappear. But it's done. I actually like this this layout a little bit better rather than cluttered with barns that can't be used. There we go. Let's flip on the stump cutter, and like that, the stump is gone. And this last one. Oh, there's half of the stump. Oh, raise it, we'll lower it. There we go. As soon as you see the sawdust come flying out, the stump cutter's working. And there you go. Stumps are removed. Now we can put other stuff there, right beside the silo, which we have plans for, but I'm not going to spoil anything. You're just going to have to keep watching every week so that we can see the transformation of the Westbridge Hills farm. That is going to wrap up this episode, folks. I just want to thank you all for tuning in. Have a wonderful, fantastic day. And for now, this is JCTV saying, see you later.